Hello. Welcome, everyone. For those of you that have never met me before, my name is Ebony Chainsaw, and I love discussing food, fashion, frights, and everything else in between. Today, I have an exciting discussion for you. And before I get into that, I wanted to ask each and every one of you guys to please like, subscribe, share this live, comment down below, do all of the things to keep this live going in the future. I'd greatly appreciate it. So today what I wanted to talk about is five, and I do mean five of the most wild women of horror. I mean, these women are known for doing some of the most wild things, let's say. And I wanted to tell you guys five movies that had five women that was just hardcore crazy wild. And you need to check these women out if you haven't in these movies. I mean, especially since Halloween is here now. Well, not necessarily, but we're going into the month of October, which at the end of it is Halloween. And I want to do this whole Halloween extravaganza where we have a wonderful time and we talk about horror, everything that's horror. So if you love that, please subscribe to me, join me. I'm going to have lives. I'm going to have like emojis, voting things, just a lot going on for the month of October and moving forward as well. So if you love horror, please join me. I'd love to have you. So going into this, I wanted to tell you about the five women. One of the women that's on my list for the wild women of horror. The first one is going to be 2002 May. Did anyone see that movie about May? Well, if you haven't, please check it out. 2002 May. This is basically about a woman who has a traumatizing childhood. She's been through a lot. She's very socially awkward. She doesn't really know how to deal with the opposite sex that well. She just is dealing with all of this stuff in her head, all of these thoughts and everything, you know, the intrusive thoughts and everything. And she gets to a point where she makes kind of a connection with this guy she's really into, but because of her social awkwardness, the traumas from her past and everything, things kind of go left. Now, I don't want to tell you the movie, but I do want to tell you, May, don't play. That's what I got to say about that movie. So if you haven't, 2002 May, check it out. That's M-A-Y, 2002 May. The next movie that I wanted to bring up is 1987 Fatal Attraction. Did anyone see that one with Glenn Close? Now her character is named Alex. It was Alex Forrest was the character in the Fatal Attraction movie. Basically, y'all, if y'all did not see that movie, now I'm giving y'all the date so y'all can go ahead and pull it up. 1987 Fatal Attraction. Oh, did she do that character? Man, it had me on the edge of my seat. When I tell you that Miss Forrest was wilding out, Alex Forrest, she was nothing to be played with. This woman fell in love with a married man, and they had this little whirlwind weekend romance or whatever, you know, just for a little bit while his wife was away. And when she found out that she was no longer on the docket, she had no place to be held. She was not feeling that. And when I tell you she wilded out and she did some over-the-top things, for you guys that have not seen Fatal Attraction, that is a must watch, okay? So when you guys are thinking about going out there and playing with some woman's feelings, or you ladies are out there thinking about playing with some guys' feelings, before you do that, watch Fatal Attraction, okay? It might just have you rethinking it. Okay, that movie was a trip. So yes, that's 1987 Fatal Attraction. That was the second movie. The third movie that I have coming up is Annie Wilkes. Annie Wilkes. And you know who Annie Wilkes was? She was the lady from Misery, Stephen King's Misery. Now, Stephen King's Misery came out in 1990. When I tell you that was a really good movie, like the thing about that movie, and I'm not going to tell you what happened, but you have the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing. If you'd have saw Annie Wilkes, you never would have known she had it in her. I mean, this basically the movie, not telling you the movie, of course, but the movie is about this woman who is a fan of this writer, this famous author, and she befriends him, and, basically she set up a little trap to get him in her clutches, and so basically she gets this man in her clutches, and she really just puts him through the most for the least, okay? Let's just say that, okay, Miss Annie Wilkes? Oh, man. So if you haven't, please check out Misery. Stephen King's Misery. It was really, really good. It's a good watch. I would definitely recommend that. So yeah, check that out. And then the fourth movie that I recommend, now this fourth movie that I recommend came out in 2022, and this movie is about Pearl. It's named Pearl. And this movie was so good because it basically tells you about a woman that's pretty much in isolation because of the time period. It's around the time where, people are starving and everything, like the Great Depression and everything, and her husband is left off to war without her, and she's just alone, and she's living with her mother, which is a very prideful woman. So they're going through a lot that they don't really have to go through, I would say, because there is a support system there. But because her mother is so prideful and they're taking care of the ailing father, there's just a lot of emotions and feelings that, Pearl is going through. And there's something that comes up in her life that challenges her, but yet it gives her hope. And she thinks that she's more than what she really is. She thinks that there's an opportunity out there that was made just for her. And when the reality hits her that it's not working out the way she thought it was, because that was the little glimmer of hope and happiness that she had in her miserable existence, she loses it. And that's what I got from Pearl. So I'm not telling you a movie, but I can tell you is that someone that has been in isolation, kept from the rest of the world, going through the depression and everything, at some point she just falls away at the streams. And the movie was very well done. She was quite believable in this film. So if you get a chance, check it out, because Pearl is a world of trouble, okay? And I'll just leave it at that. That Pearl was a trip too. Boy, oh boy. And then last but not least, because we're in our fifth movie, the next movie that I want to point out with one of the wild. So the next film that I wanted to talk to you about with the Wild Women of Horror, her name is Esther from Orphan. For those of you that know. Now this movie came out in 2009, and guys, when I tell you, I was not expecting the ending that I got in this film. It was very well done. It had a very nice twist to it. And basically, the Orphan movie is about a young girl that was adopted by this wonderful family that brought her in. And, she really wasn't what she seemed. But I'm not going to tell you what the special thing is about Esther, because you'd have to see it to believe it for yourself. This movie had so many twists and turns to it. It was very well done, and it is definitely a must-see. So, guys, if we can just do a quick recap on the 5 Wild Women of Horror, we bought up. One was May, 2 was Alex Forrest from Fatal Attraction, 3 was Annie, and this was Annie Wilkes from the Misery movie. And then the number 4 was Pearl from the Pearl movie. And number 5 was Esther. And these are the Wild Women of Horror. Please check them out. These are good horror movie watches for the month of October if you need something to see. What I'll be doing is I'll be putting out more shorts like this so you can check them out and get recommendations for horror films. Hopefully this has been helpful to many people. I'm hoping anyway. Because that's what I'm trying to do, being the horror enthusiast that I am. I love horror films and everything horror. So if you ever have any questions about anything or film recommendations, I'm your girl. Check me out, Ebony Chainsaw. I'd love to have you come in and visit my live when I come on. We're going to have a lot of things going on. In the month of October, I'm also going to be dressing up. I'm going to have videos like with fashion and all that kind of stuff for the month of October. So let's just keep this momentum going. October is almost here. Thank you guys for listening to my video. Hopefully each and every one of you guys are going to have a wonderful and spectacular October. I know that I am. Until then, this is Ebony Chainsaw, and I'll be seeing you. Peace.